At 3 in the morning on June 22nd, 1941, Georgy Zhukov is on the phone with Joseph Stalin. German artillery has been firing for hours. The border is collapsing. Zhukov needs permission to fight back. Stalin picks up. Zhukov reports what he knows. He proposes ordering a full retaliation. Then there is silence on the line. A long silence. Zhukov can hear Stalin breathing. Nothing else, just breathing. He waits. The sound continues. Stalin cannot speak. Zhukov asks if Stalin understands him. To more breathing. Then Stalin tells him to come to the Kremlin and summon the Politburo. This is the silence Hitler predicted. Kick in the door and the whole rotten structure comes down. Stalin spent 3 years building that silence. He executed almost every senior commander in the Red Army. 30,000 officers dead or imprisoned. The men who survived learned one lesson. Never contradict Stalin. Never tell him he's wrong. Zhukov argued anyway. And months earlier, he warned Stalin the war was coming. Stalin accused him of wanting war, of trying to scare the leadership. Zhukov lost his temper. He told Stalin to send him to the front if all he could talk was rubbish. Stalin kept his appeasement policy. The warning was ignored. Now the war is here. By 4:30 in the morning, they're assembled in Stalin's office. Stalin stands by the table. His face is white. He holds an unlit pipe in his hand. He doesn't light it. The foreign minister Molotov rushes in from a meeting with the German ambassador. Germany has declared war. Stalin sinks into his chair. He says nothing. Within hours, the Soviet Air Force in the western districts ceases to exist. The Luftwaffe catches them on the ground. Hundreds of aircraft burning on their runways before they can take off. German panzer columns slice through the forward armies. Communications are severed. Units lose contact with headquarters, with neighboring formations, with any sense of what's happening. Some divisions are decimated, some disintegrate. Thousands of men stream east without weapons, without orders. Hundreds of thousands more are trapped behind German lines. Nobody at the General Staff can grasp the magnitude. Marshal Timoshenko drafts an order for a general counteroffensive across the entire front without regard for borders. The order goes out. It has no basis in reality. The armies that are supposed to counterattack are already destroyed or encircled. The order feeds fresh divisions into the slaughter. Zhukov knows this. Everyone in the room knows this. They issue the order anyway because Stalin is watching, and nobody dares tell him what he doesn't want to hear. Except Zhukov has always told him. The problem is, the truth keeps getting worse. On June 28th, German troops enter Minsk. 5 Soviet armies are gone. Stalin receives the news during a briefing. He erupts, shouts that Lenin founded the Soviet state and now they've destroyed it. Then he leaves the Kremlin for his dacha outside Moscow. He doesn't come back. Days pass. Stalin issues no orders, signs no documents. The phone rings at the dacha, and he doesn't answer. The largest invasion in history is underway, and the man who holds absolute power over 1/6 of the Earth's surface has removed himself from the war. Zhukov keeps working. Front commanders still call. And German advances still need countering even when the counters fail. Encircled armies still need orders even when those orders can't save them. Someone has to make the decisions. Stalin isn't making them. On June 30th, senior Politburo members drive to the dacha. They find Stalin despondent, disheveled. When they enter, he looks at them and asks why they've come. He thinks they're there to arrest him, to shoot him. Instead, they beg him to return. Stalin spent years ensuring nobody in the Soviet Union could challenge him. He purged every rival, every independent voice, every alternate source of authority. He made himself indispensable. Now even broken, even failed, the men he terrorized have nowhere else to turn. The structure didn't fall when Hitler kicked in the door, but only because there was nothing left to hold it up except Stalin himself. He returns to the Kremlin on July 1st. On July 3rd, he speaks on the radio. Comrades, brothers, sisters, the patriotic struggle. Forward to victory. The German advance continues. By late July, Army Group South is approaching Kiev. Zhukov studies the maps and sees the trap forming. If they try to hold the city, the southwestern front will be encircled. He tells Stalin they must abandon Kiev now, withdraw the armies while they still can. Stalin refuses. Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. To abandon it is to admit defeat, Zhukov argues. He raises his voice. And he does what no one else will do, tells Stalin the truth even when Stalin doesn't want to hear it. Finally, Zhukov says if the chief of the general staff only talks rubbish, then send him to a front command where he can actually be useful. Stalin looks at him. Long moment. Granted. Zhukov is dismissed as chief of the general staff, sent to the front. General Pavlov, commander of the Western Front, was executed in July for failure. Being sent to the front sounds like being sent to die. But if Stalin wanted him dead, he'd be dead already. This is something else. Zhukov is being sent away because he won't stop telling the truth, but he's being kept alive because Stalin can't afford to lose him. Not yet. Before Zhukov leaves the General Staff building, he stops at the map one last time. The German arrows have pushed deep into Soviet territory. Kiev is there, marked in red, armies clustered around it. He knows what's going to happen. In September, the Germans will encircle Kiev. 4 Soviet armies. Nearly 700,000 men, the largest encirclement in military history. Zhukov folds the map. He has his orders. The reserve front. Not to plan anymore, to fight. The question isn't whether he was right about Kiev. The question is whether he'll survive long enough for it to matter. In September, with Leningrad about to fall, Stalin summoned him north, saved the city. Zhukov saved it. In October, with German tanks visible from the Kremlin, Stalin sent him to Moscow. Zhukov saved that too. Then Stalingrad, then the counter-offensive that broke the Wehrmacht, then Berlin. By 1945, he was the most decorated commander in Soviet history. Eisenhower said the world owed him more than any other military leader. In 1957, Khrushchev purged him, accused him of fostering a cult of personality, sent him into exile. Final years, fishing with tackle sent by Eisenhower, written out of the histories, the victories he won attributed to others. Khrushchev told reporters Zhukov had nothing to do now but fish and hunt. He used to be a good soldier. Used to be. Stalin couldn't afford to kill Zhukov during the war because Zhukov was the man who refused to break when the entire army collapsed. But the system Stalin built ensured that no one could be allowed to stay essential afterward. In that system, telling the truth doesn't make you a hero. It makes you a threat. When surviving by being indispensable just means you'll be discarded the moment you're not. June 22nd, 1941, begins with silence on a phone line. Stalin breathing, Zhukov waiting. The Wehrmacht tearing through the frontier, and the dictator who built the Soviet Union unable to speak. All Zhukov could hear was breathing. It was enough to know Stalin was still there, still listening, still capable of being pulled back. That was all the Soviet Union had. It would have to be enough